Hello, my name is Jale, Poljarevius, and I'm working as a head of intelligence service in Mid-Region, Swedish Police Authority. I have been invited to describe the current crime fighting situation in Sweden and to describe the importance of digital crime fighting, what effects and impacts digital crime fighting had on work against organized crime in Sweden. I would like to start to describe the situation from 1990s to 2020 in Sweden. The gap between ability to commit crime and ability to fight crime has increased a lot during these 30 years. And the reasons for that is failed integration, globalization, increased migration, technical development and digitalization, reliefs for small companies in Sweden, and higher demand of the drug market. The main goal for Swedish police today is to reduce this gap between the ability from organized crime groups to commit crimes and our police authorities' ability to fight crimes. That's the main thing for us to do today. Ability to commit crime for organized crime groups has increased to a greater extent than with the police. The gap has widened from 1990s to 2020s. So this is something that we are working very intensive with. Development of killed and wounded by illegal firearms in Sweden has increased since 2010. For instance, 2018, Sweden reached top level among West European countries, 1.1 deceased per 100,000 inhabitants. From 2016 to 2021, 800 people was shot and 200 of them deceased. That is the current situation in Sweden. But something started to happen. In spring 2020, French and Dutch national police cracked down an encrypted phone system called Enchrochat. Enchrochat was an encrypted phone system used by organized crime groups to plot murders and drug deals. French and Dutch police hacked into the Enchrochat network so they could read millions of messages over the shoulder of suspects as they communicated and custom-made devices. In June 2020, Enchrochat sent a message to estimated 60,000 of their users, warning them to throw away their 1,000 euros devices as its servers been seized illegally, as Enchrochat said, by government entitles. French and Dutch investigators team unearthed a large number of encrypted data. They were able to intercept, share and analyze millions of messages that were exchanged to plan serious crimes in real time. Lots of Encro users belong to Swedish organized crime groups. French police authority collaborated with Swedish police and sent over all the material. For Swedish police, this was a massive breakthrough against the organized criminal groups. Lots of arrests, house searches and seizures took place in Sweden. 1 year later, another encrypted platform was cracked down by French and this time Belgian police forces. This time, turn came to Sky ECC with over 170,000 customers. The constructors of Sky were so confident when they built up the platform that they offered a handsome reward for anyone who could break the encryption of one of its phones. Millions of messages were sent among Sky users only in Sweden. After the crackdown of Sky, millions of messages have been stored and have been investigated or are under investigation. The results provided crucial information for several important criminal investigators and investigations. A lot of Sky material is still coming in to Swedish investigators. In June 2021, FBI announced the conclusion of Operation Trojan Shield, a secret operation that took start on 2018. FBI set up a company called Anom. They claimed that they had a safe encrypted phone devices. FBI used then a confidential informant to distribute encrypted phones within criminal groups. The plan succeeded. Over 300 organized crime groups around the world thought their phones were safe from surveillance. Authorities were secretly monitoring all their communications. FBI decrypted and read more than 27 million messages on over 12,000 devices. The result was more than 800 arrests, over 1,000 of seizures made in 17 countries, 8 tons of cocaine, 250 illegal firearms, and 48 million in currency were seized. From 2018 to 2021, more than 50 hidden laboratories were dismantled all over the world. Hundreds of strategic important persons were arrested in Sweden thanks to crackdown of these three platforms. Serious crime were prevented and lives were saved. Several important investigations got crucial evidence and information. This is a bit of a Swedish criminal history. Never ever have so many criminal strategic leaders been locked up at the same time. The crackdown of these 3 encrypted platforms meant a lot for all crime-fighting units in the whole world, but especially for Sweden from 2 points of view. For the first, the big digital gap between Swedish organized crime groups and police authorities was reduced for the first time in 30 years. And secondly, a serious discussion started over the principle of the importance of personal integrity in context to surveillance. But not everybody was positive or happy of this development. Several Swedish lawyers was and still is very critical of the use of decrypted information in court, even though that one of the principles of Swedish law is use of free evidence in trials. That is an important democratic principle in Sweden. Some Swedish lawyers claims that evidence from decrypted chats should not be allowed to use in court because of the evidence is produced illegally. Seen with Swedish eyes, that is. They also appealed against use of evidence from Enchrochat Sky and Anon. The Swedish Supreme Court refused to change the conviction so far to this day. Swedish lawyers also claimed that police, especially FBI, provocated people to communicate with Anon devices. That is forbidden in Sweden. But the fact remains, suspects ordered murders and murder attempts on their enemies, and that was intercepted by FBI. Evidence from Anon saved lives in some cases and now is used as evidence in courts. And so should it be in a modern democratic society. To claim that evidence material from Enchrochat, Sky and Anon not should be used as evidence in court is not only undemocratic, it is also unhuman, since these evidence could save and saved human lives. Surveillance of digital media belonging to members of organized crime groups is the future of modern police work, not only in the world, but hopefully even in Sweden. Thank you very much.